Hi, I'm Eric.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Chris.
And we're not furries this time, everybody. Welcome to IBIF Furries.
Thank God for that.
Yes.
It was kind of fun. It was actually kind of like a Family Guy skit to where it was funny. And then it stopped being funny. And then it got funny again. But then it stopped being funny about halfway through. And then it got funny again. But I don't think I can do 2 more hours of that.
Yeah, and then it got sad, and now it's just something you look back on and be like, yeah, I remember doing that, watching that back in the day, and it's not funny anymore. I don't think I could ever watch it again. It's just, yeah, it was. I hated every moment of it, but just like you said,
you hated it, but you also loved it. It was hilarious because you're like, I hate this, but also, bleh.
Yeah, we were laughing. It was worth it just for that, and I hope to never, ever do it again. Or
you gotta try out the new tech, man.
You gotta. That's how you get old, man. That's how you get old. And start arguing at people to get off my digital lawn. Because I've never been. Now I can't be like, hey, I've never been a digital cat before. I have, and I didn't like it, but I've done it.
It'll be get off my metaverse lawn. Thank you very much.
Yeah. My at home. I hope if they ever recreate at home, which they're going to, this would be the biggest thing that Sony could ever do. Would be like, hey, Meta, remember that's so great. We're gonna invest in that too. We're gonna play PlayStation at home. Welcome back, everybody. Mm-hmm. This is what it's been forever. That'd be amazing.
God, because it literally was PlayStation at home. Like that was the first attempt. Second Life was the first attempt into a metaverse. But PlayStation at home was more of a metaverse because it actually branched into more games. Like they actually had an ecosystem. But yeah,
it wasn't great. It wasn't anything fantastic, but I enjoyed it.
I wanted to spend a shit ton of time in,
or actual money on. But hey, it was. Yeah. That's why it failed. But hey, it was fun.
We'll talk about more of that in the news section.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Foreshadowing.
Oh
It's
boy.
great.
Oh boy. Don't you know?
Oh boy.
Don't you know?
Are we in Midwest? Are we Midwesterners now?
Midwestern dirty talk.
Oh, knock me down with a wet noodle.
Would you like a piece of this Wisconsin? You haven't watched any of that, have you, Jason?
Oh yeah, I'm about to get in ya. Yeah.
There's
Oh, boy.
a girl on Instagram that she's now done 3 parts, and she's just like, this is the worst fucking thing that I've ever done. Here's here's Midwest Dirty Talk Part 2. It's fucking funny. It's
so
really,
good.
really good. It's really, really funny as shit. But that's making its rounds on Discord now. All right, what are we drinking? What you got there, boys?
Cat hair in my face is what I got right now. All right,
You got cat butt. Cat butt.
Cat
Yeah.
butt.
Drink that cat butt.
But
There should be a beer called Cat Butt if there's not already.
There probably is.
There probably is. There's so many
Cat butt
beers
by
now.
IBIF first.
Yeah.
Oh
what
god,
was
that's
it?
gonna be our first beer.
Cat
Cat
butt.
butt. Cat butt.
Cat butt in your face. Cat butt ain't got no space. Cat butt. Cat butt.
A nice
Write yourself,
coffee
man.
porter.
Right
Oh
yourself.
god.
Oh.
Oh.
And collab with Smut Coffee.
That's what it's
Smut
gonna be.
coffee.
Yep.
Right, IBIF
Pour a
Breweries
cup of
brings Cat Butt.
smut. Wait, do
Smut
we own that
coffee.
URL yet?
Here. No.
We
Smut
need
Coffee?
to.
I got rid of that a while ago.
We need to own
Go
it
ahead.
again.
Go ahead.
Let me Venmo you $5.
Every year for eternity. God damn,
Yes,
now that we are
until we
talking about it, I
finally
have to go.
until we finally decide to pull the trigger on making smut coffee.
Mhm.
It's never gonna happen.
40 wait,
Oh no, someone's got it. How about that?
$69.99.
No, someone took it. That's what that means.
Jesus.
Yeah. Someone got it. Let's see. Let's
Unless
see when
you
they
still
got it.
own it. I bet Jason still owns it. And he
I
just
might-
doesn't remember it.
You know, of all the things I have done, that is one of them. No, it's not me. Someone's got it. Someone did it. Good for them.
Hmm?
They did it.
Motherfuckers. I'm
They
about
did
to
it.
murder somebody. Let's
Well,
track
give it a
these
year.
assholes
It'll be
down.
back on the market.
We TM'd the fuck out of that, man. Dan.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That TMing doesn't matter for a domain
Shut it.
ownership.
We TM'd it. We TM'd it.
I mean, the second that they make anything, we can come after them for sure. But
Yes.
That's
true.
Don't worry. Like I said, new year, we'll get it again. I
We'll
mean,
get it.
I don't even want it. We can't.
But how are we gonna start our coffee conglomerate?
With any better name.
Smut Coffee is a great name.
No, it is
Best name
not.
ever.
A cup of smut, dude. Come on.
Oh, yes, to the 3 people that'll buy it because that sounds hilarious. And then the rest of the people.
Have
will
you
not.
met the
That's
internet?
Just
That's
sell
true.
it at
That's
cons,
true.
man. You'll sell out.
Yeah.
Yeah, cons and in Vegas. That's where
Yeah.
we really need to like have our roasters in Vegas, right next to Egg Slut, and be like, "Hey,
Mhm.
Egg Slut uses Smut Coffee."
Mm.
I
Partnership
see
right
zero problem with this, Jason. I don't know what your issue is.
Then fucking make it. Then fucking
What
make
is
it.
what
a lot
is
of
your
sense
problem with this?
I didn't
We'll-
want to pay for it
we'll do
anymore. So my
We'll do
problem
smut
was-
coffee. We'll go to CES every year since they have the porn convention there every year at the same time as CES. We'll just go ahead and do that. We'll sell we'll sell 3 years worth of product in a week. Imagine that.
We can also go for CES too.
Yeah, it's the porn convention.
Well, yeah, makes way more
We'll
sense.
sell it at the porn convention, and then we'll walk around CES and get some work done.
True.
We'll get the investors in CES, and then we'll
Oh,
sell it at the
shit.
porn convention.
Double business expense. A sales trip and a marketing trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
In
Boom.
Vegas.
What are you drinking, Chris?
I just got some water with some Mio in it. I didn't make it to the store.
With some what?
Mio.
Oh, flavored.
Oh,
Flavored
Mio.
water.
I thought you said you in it, and I'm like, You have a bird?
Yeah.
You got a bird in your water? What?
Put a little bird on it. Put a little bird on it.
We'll just call it Portland water.
There you go.
What you got, Jay?
I am drinking Rickety Cricket Brewing their White Wedding white chocolate ale. It is 5%. It's not bad.
Is it a nice day for a white wedding?
Yeah. Okay. So White Wedding, put on your running shoes, ditch the ceremony, and go straight to the after party. White Wedding will sweep you off your feet with its multi-wheat, easy medium body, and oat notes. A little bit of bitterness help the white chocolate tones and sweetness really stand out. It's always a nice day for a white wedding. They had to say it. They had to get it on the can somewhere. So yeah, there you go.
I wonder if they had to pay for that.
Nah.
Or if you put it's always a nice day, does that count? I guess.
I don't think you can. I mean, you'd have to. I don't think so. You'd have to pay him to say it, just like the Bust a Move dude or Dynamite. You know, he has. What's his name? What's his name? I used to know his name off the top of my head, but it's been
I'm trying to remember what his name is. I know you're talking about that.
He has two separate contracts, whether you want to say Bust a Move or Dynamite. He won't say both of them for one price. You have to pay two separate contracts. So I mean, you have to like.
I mean, that's smart
in order to make him say anything. 1,000%.
That's a great business decision
for a 70s. For a sitcom he made in the 70s, 80s to say his catchphrase where he wants to show up. You have to pay him tips for stuff. He's got to get paid. He's got to get that bread, man.
How much do you have to pay Bill Cosby to not say pudding pops and hey? How much do you have to pay him to not touch you?
if we knew how much to pay, then all these women wouldn't be doing it, because he goes pudding pop into your drink as he drops like little things in there. I don't think it was a problem with paying. I think that was the problem was not paying. I don't know. He's a horrible person.
He is a horrible person.
Yes. I do like the idea of him just quietly saying to himself, pudding pop, while he drops pills.
It's pudding pop. Zippity bop pop, pudding pop.
I'm a monster.
Hey. I have
zippity zap zooey.
I have some Buffalo Trace bourbon in my Death Star glass.
Oh yeah, I have some Nika coffee.
Yeah. Sorry, you started saying that. We're moving off on tangents.
That's all right. Tangents are fine.
And then I have some moon juice in my Movie Burger koozie.
Movies moon juice.
Nice. Movies moon juice. Nice. I mean, that's sure. We'll go ahead and say that's Movies moon juice. Done and done. All right. Let's get to news. Only took us 10 minutes this time.
That's not too bad.
We actually tried to tangent into the news way too early because talking about the metaverse, Sony and Lego have invested an additional $1 billion each into the Epic metaverse.
Good on Epic, man. That's what I really want to say. Is just like Epic has built themselves up into a nice little, like, I don't know a good word for it, but melting pot of all these different franchises and brands to kind of come in here, and all that Epic's been doing is sitting back, just raking in money.
And nobody wants
to for them.
Deal with the Meta company as far as things go. And the reason why I laugh is because it was very apropos that we were talking about Sony's at-home system, and Sony is one of the people that's investing. They probably spent more or invested more money in that than they did into that software platform.
Oh, for sure they did.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. I mean, not inflation aside, I'm sure that they've actually see value into it now, where they probably just kicked a couple million at it last time at development, and they're just like, let's see how this goes.
I mean, it was a cool little gimmicky thing for the PS3. It didn't definitely sell any hardware. Like, I can tell you that right now, but
no,
it was something.
It could have been. I think that if they were doing it now, it would have a lot more success, but obviously it would have been a lot more expensive, and then the ideas behind it would have been way more. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff that At Home was going to do really did intrigue me. I loved the idea of having like a physical, quote unquote, trophy room to go through and look at all your shit and like be like, oh, look, I remember doing this one. Because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'll be sitting there like in between playing whatever game I've been playing and then Don't Starve. And I'm like, I don't feel like playing Don't Starve just yet. And I'll look at all my games, be like, what else do I have? And stuff like that. And I'll just get like nostalgia for a minute because it goes all the way back. You know, it goes straight to the beginning of PS3. It's like, man, I remember playing Resistance. That was a fun game. Yeah. Why did I stop playing that? And you look at some of the trophies and you're just like, oh yeah, I remember now. Next game. And, you know, stuff like that. That's just, kind of fun to really get at.
I mean, I went back through looking through because Ronan was looking for new games to play on the PS4, and I went back through like my entire fucking digital library of games, and I'm like, I own way too many digital games on the PS4.
We own like, way too many games. Period.
Way, but like as we talked about, the digital games are the ones that you can't sell back for $2.87 to GameStop. So I just own them, and they just sit there now forever.
Well,
unless
until
I sell
Sony
my
goes,
account.
Yeah.
And until Sony decides that they're not going to support that anymore, which will eventually happen.
Yep. Usually,
and they'll be like, "Hey, you wanna buy all your PS4 games on the PlayStation 9? You have to buy new versions.
It was a long time before they shut down a lot of their mainstream ones. It's Nintendo is the one that shuts down faster.
Yeah, they'd be idiots to shut down anything. And, you know, it's not, and Nintendo's only shutting down stores, not access. I'm talking about full on access being gone. Like Ultraviolet, just like it's gone. Like you deal with it. If you transferred some stuff, if it worked, fine. If not,
you better hope you transferred your shit over to like Voodoo or something like that. Because if you didn't transfer it over, man, whew.
Yep,
I'm glad I did. I had already linked up everything and transferred it over to begin with, like linked completely over to Voodoo, so I didn't have to worry about anything. And I still liked the idea of Ultraviolet because it allowed for transferring and utilizing your digital content anywhere. And then I guess the big thing is that it just became redundant at that point because they were just allowing it to happen no matter what. Right. Or Voodoo, I guess, was the thing, and then they're like, okay, well, let's just give all your shit to Voodoo. It's fine. We'll close it down. And all it was a licensing repository.
Yeah, Ultraviolet was started or owned by Walmart. I don't remember what it was.
No, I thought it was Universal. Voodoo is owned by Walmart now.
Oh, okay. I had it backwards then.
Yeah, I want to say that Ultraviolet was a Universal thing. And let's see here.
Probably pulling up that shitty ass movie.
I had to purposely like do searches to weed out that.
You watched that movie recently? I don't remember if I talked about it.
No, that movie is so
bad.
My
god. No, just watch like the helicopter scene. It is unfathomably so bad that this was actually a movie made in the 2000s. Like unfathomably.
5 of the big 6. Yeah, see, it was just like this big thing mixed in of like all the different studios getting together, and then they were all like, "Oh, well, we already have an ecosystem for this now, so this digital licensing repository can go away." Which, I mean, that's good and bad. It's one of those same things that we've talked about of like once they close something down, like, "Oh yeah, you won't have to worry about that. It'll keep going on in perpetuity." 5 years later, what are you talking about? We never said that.
Yeah, what thing? Yeah,
no. What thing? We
changed our terms of service like 30 times since then, so it doesn't matter.
You should have fucking read it. Yeah. You should have kept reading your terms and conditions. Now you're a human Sentai pad.
Why won't it read? Such a ridiculous episode. Such a ridiculous episode.
In Give Me My Money or Take My Money Now, Japan has gaming beds.
Again, they've already had this.
And but this one, so that one was like a gaming bed, and then like your shit like swung around and whatnot. This is a full-on desk with a bed that comes up into a seated position, but then you can continually recline down more and more, and more and more. And as you recline, your stuff will tilt up more and more until you just get to a flat position. And as I said to Chris, I was like, man, this will completely change the scape of sleep streams on Twitch.
Oh yeah. I was like, wait, we need 3 of these for our 24-hour extra live streams. Like, hey guys, I'm just gonna take a nap for a little bit. You guys keep streaming. We just go all the way back, lay down.
As if any of us could actually sleep with all that noise in that room.
Right.
The only thing that bugs me about this one, and I think the other one had a better setup.
$50. Slap.
Yeah. I think that you couldn't play in this one like lying down. In the other one you could.
Oh, you're talking about, well, there was that like pod one that you can do. But you could still play because you have your monitors on arms and stuff like that, and then the keyboard tilted down. Like you still could. Or you just have them on monitor arms, and then you just sit here like this with your controller. And you just laying back.
From the good old days when I'd fall asleep playing Final Fantasy VII all the time. Wake up to that battle music after like 3 hours.
The world music.
Yeah.
You're just like, all of a sudden you just stopped, and it's like.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, there was so many times. Like I wake up to because I had headphones on, and then like the ridiculously long aux cable going all the way to my TV, and it was like 16 feet cable across my entire room because no wireless really at that point in time. Yeah,
I mean, I have a really long aux cable that I use for
my
headphones here, just so that I can walk around my office without having to unplug, like take my headphones off.
Time's circular. Time's circular. We're back.
Yeah.
We're back to the beginning.
Like, no, I'm just gonna go through here, and then to open the door, pull something out of the mini fridge. All right, let's see here. Go yellow. There we go. Let's go on to. So, we had talked previously about how Twitch was doing paid boosts, so boost trains instead of hype trains, and apparently they put a stop, and I think that they lifted the stop on it at one point after this happened, but they had to put a stop to it temporarily because people boosted porn to the main screen.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Yeah,
yes,
because they like paid boost or whatever. It's like, hey, throw money at it and boost your channel up to the front page. Here's some porn.
But I mean, at the same point, that person probably got in trouble because you're not supposed to put porn on Twitch.
Yeah.
You don't think they're one and the same person? You don't think that there's like, I'm going to put my porn channel out there, create a new one, and blast my porn up to the front? Because if I get like 3 people to click on it and get me 3 more subscribers, then it was worth it.
Well, the thing though is that you have to be an affiliate in order to get that, because you don't get channel points until you're affiliate. Which means, and then you also can't onboard to affiliate until you upload government information.
They're getting to affiliate real quick. They're streaming porn. They're getting there immediately.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying, like you're putting in government ID info and stuff like that into it. It's getting a little hard to circumvent.
Eric, have you ever committed
that.
fraud before? Yeah. You know how hard that's not to do? Like that's so simple. I'll give you a government ID in like 5 seconds. I'll be whatever you want.
IBIF First does not condone identification fraud at all. You hear that, FBI agent that's listening in on this? We do not condone it. We make jokes about it, but it does not happen, I swear.
Stains probably
not that I could do it, but I could do it. You could have him. The dark web. You can get on the dark web. You just go to the dark web.
Dark web.
Is that the same thing as dark mode?
Yes, exactly the same thing.
That's why everything I
mode.
have is on dark mode.
Pull it up, Chris.
If you ever set your phone to dark mode, you're on the dark web.
So naughty.
But yeah, fraud's easy, Eric.
Yeah. But so it was right up there with like I wish that Twitch didn't discontinue the channel point redemption thing. Because there was a section of time where you could do like you could set it was 200,000 point redemption, and when you did it, then your channel got bumped to the front of it. So like I don't understand why that went away in the first place. I mean, obviously they're like, you can make money off of this instead. Like, let's make money. But it went away like a long ass time ago. It's at least a year between when that got discontinued and when this started up again.
I think that it also comes down to spamming, the amount of like just crap that would be on there, because the amount of people that are affiliates that would have 200 channel points to be able to do whatever that they want, it would just be a constantly rotating like page. It probably was burning up more server space than it was.
We hit 200,000 channel points for people to get Chris to release the fucking Constitution.
Right.
Imagine,
we're
imagine if we dangled something that was actually worth something in front of them.
Right.
Sorry, Chris. We've all seen the Constitution. There are pictures of it.
Paid for it.
But there are pictures of it on the internet that people could have seen before. There were pictures in our Discord that people saw before, and they were still like, "Yeah, I want to see that shit."
Just like those porn channels you're boosting on Twitch, it's much better in video.
Mm-hmm. And live.
And live. That's right.
I don't think I saw the sales wave once. I'm just throwing that out there.
Gotta donate some more points.
There you go.
Oh, so now the next point redemption is going to be release the Constitution on rocky seas. 250,000.
Who's Rocky Seas and how much are you paying her?
Pretty sure we have to pay her a lot.
Or him. Chris, I don't judge.
Or him, yeah, this
okay.
is true.
Yeah,
or them.
Yeah.
Like,
or
it's
them.
fine.
Yeah. And we did do a furry stream. Mm-hmm. We're very inclusive. Eric's dying inside.
I think you just died.
I mean, we're inclusive beyond that, but yes.
We're very inclusive. We're so woke.
The most woke. I am the most woke. All right. So we talked about it previously as far as like the Ukraine and everything like that. The final tally of what all you fork knife nerds made is $144 million towards the Ukraine.
Could we buy Russia with that much money? I mean, Jesus.
With how their economy is right now, probably.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It's just like,
I'm pretty certain that we can just wave
take that money.
We just wave that money in front of Putin's face and be like, "Hey, just go away." Mm-hmm. He'd be like, "Okay."
Nah, he's dying. This is the acts of a man that's just like wanting to leave some kind of mark, just like
leave a better Kim mark Jong. Than he left with the Winter Olympics in Russia.
I mean, any kind of mark. This is a guy that's sick in his head, and he's definitely got something going on that he's probably dying in a year or two anyway. So it's kind of like one of those, if I have to go, take the whole world with me.
One could hope. You hear that, Black Ops? One could hope. I mean, what?
It's coming for you.
Web. All right. It was a sad, sad day about a week or so ago. E3 2022 is 100% officially canceled. In person. Good. And online.
Good. Last year sucked balls. And then
it wasn't okay. I don't think it was as bad as everyone's saying. Like in hindsight, like it was horrible.
It wasn't E3.
It wasn't that bad, E3. But it wasn't E3. But you know what it was better than? Summer Games Fest with Jeff fucking Keighley. That's what it was better than. I mean, not by a lot.
Anything with him is
but
better.
It was better than him.
And that's just because of Jeff. I mean, you could have had just like, hey, E3 this year is just streaming the Otters streaming channel for 24 hours, and that would have been that better.
Like the Otters just keep coming up, and they just hit a button to start the next trailer. Yeah. Dude,
yeah,
I would sit and watch that all fucking day long. Yeah.
Put treats on buttons, have Otters on up, and they choose which trailer goes next. Fuck yeah. You don't pay shit for that. I would watch that.
Let's get them on the phone. We're making our own Summer Game Fest with Otters.
Dude, that makes so much. Like,
get me on the horn with Toronto.
Fucking ottertrailers.com. I gotta fucking look at that.
No, I'm just gonna fucking get on the horn with Toronto. That Canadian aquarium that's got everything set. We'll just do that.
Yeah, the marine mammal rescue.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. Boom. Or when I was in Mexico, the monkey sanctuary had like 4 otters that like swam around in like this big tank, and they even had like a slide for them and everything like that they come down. And I saw the tank from real fucking far away. I'm like, oh my god, do they have otters? And Shannon's like, no, they wouldn't have otters. I'm like, that's an otter tank. And she's like, no, it's, oh shit, you're right, that's an otter tank. I'm like, otters! It was probably the funniest thing. She's like, oh my god! And I'm like a little kid with my phone out, like taking photos. I'm like, this is fucking amazing.
Why are otters so good? Why are they so good?
Because otters are awesome. They're also vicious little masturbators. But oh yeah,
oh god, yeah, they are
cute. But they're so cute. I mean, it's okay. I love that every time your cat comes across, they just see cat in chat.
That's my kitty. She's hiding behind the monitor now.
Hello, Kawaii. Hi, Kawaii.
Kawaii.
Come back out, Kawaii.
Here she comes.
Oh. Yeah. A minute. There she is. There's the kitty. Hello, Kawaii. Now show cat butt.
No, you have to boost the channel to get that kind of action.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to make a point redemption. It's only when Jason's on cam. It's called cat butt. All right. Let's see here.
Up in your face, cat butt. Ain't got no space, cat butt.
You get pink eye, cat butt.
Look at my brown eye, cat butt.
I like that. That's
Made was mud coffee, cat butt.
Okay. All right. So in fun non-gaming news, but kind of gaming, like it kind of works. I mean, there's gaming subscriptions out there now as well. Apple will soon be allowing devs to increase subscription prices through the App Store without like warning you or getting your approval or anything like that first.
Oh, good.
Which is a complete 180 of what it is that they've done. And I was laughing when they did this. Like, Apple, we totally care about your privacy and we don't want Facebook making money off of your ads and whatnot. Oh, by the way, give us all your fucking money.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much
like you want the money.
Yeah. Somebody went to them and like, hey, I got an idea. You guys can make more money if, and they're like, sold. Motherfucker, I'm in.
Yeah, their whole like everything about privacy and stuff like that was just like, we care about your privacy because we don't want anyone else profiting off of you, only us.
Yeah, we're the only ones that are allowed to profit off of you. 100%. Yep. It's just one of those things, like everyone's like, Apple's the greatest, and they're like they're completely the opposite of what they set out to be. But even under Jobs, they started becoming the opposite of what they set out to be. I mean, he still had a modicum of control over what would and wouldn't come out. Like if you listen to the stories about like Siri was like in development for a long ass time, and he benched it, and he's like, fuck that, get that shit out of here. Soon as he died, first thing that came out, Siri. And it's buggy as shit. Was buggy as shit. Still has problems. I mean, it's granted, it's like something like that is going to be a continual thing that's just going to progress. But yeah. He was like, nope, that's not coming out. I don't want it at all. And then as soon as he died, they're like, yep, we're pushing that out. We're going to do it.
So, I mean, that sounds like Apple in general.
Yep.
Hey, someone didn't want this? Okay, we'll only listen until they die. And then we don't give a fuck anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's the same thing with the propaganda machine. Well, it's the same thing with the propaganda machine that we talked about before, of like where they're just sitting there and they're like, yeah. This thing is the fastest processor on the market, and it's faster than the fastest GPU. And it can't beat a 5950X, and it can't even beat a 3050 mobile. Like, what the fuck? Oh, yep. Man. Okay. Xbox is reportedly going to institute a family plan into Xbox Live and Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
And actually possibly getting rid of Xbox Live. That's right. That's the other part. Is putting that into Game Pass so that you can, share with your friends, which I think is great because that's one of the great things about the Nintendo Switch Online, at least the normal Nintendo Switch Online, of it's like $25 or $35 for 8 consoles instead of $20 for one, which is awesome because then one person has it and then they can add all their friends on and whatnot, and they're all just a little family and whatnot, and it's perfectly fine. And I think that it's a great idea to where you could be like, yep, no, I'm going to buy it. And then I've got like 3 kids in the house or something like that. And then you don't have to pay, $30 a month for Game Pass. You can maybe pay like $20 or $15 or something. I don't know.
No, this is the time. I mean, shit, we're all having kids and stuff like that, and we're all grown up gamers. Like it's definitely a time. Like Ronan's of age now that he's gaming. One of my best friends, his kid's turning 16 like here soon. Like, it's
Fuck,
just like,
is he really 16?
Yeah, man. He's 15 right now. He just got his learner's permit. It's fucking insane.
He's turning 16.
And
fuck.
And it's just like, yeah, these kids are huge gamers, and they live with gamers, and we're all gaming. And it's just like, of course, it makes only sense to be like, I'm only going to pay for, like, because it's not like think about cable. As much as I fucking hate cable, but if you think about cable, it's just like you're not paying per viewer on cable or Netflix. Let's say on Netflix, you're not paying per viewer. It's just like,
yeah, actually, no, Netflix you are.
Yeah.
Netflix you are. They do charge you extra for your extra seats, so that you can have multiple things streaming at once. And they're supposed to be cracking down on you sharing your password sometime soon. We talked about that.
They've been saying that for a while.
Yeah, supposedly they figured out some new way. I'm like, I doubt that it's gonna work. What are you gonna do?
IP log. It's super simple. Is it coming from the same IP family? Nope. Well, guess what?
but not just that though. Like, I could literally be anywhere traveling for work, and then like you ban me because I'm using my account when I'm traveling or something like that.
If you have an account that's using it while traveling and an account also at home.
But you pay for the 3 or 4 like concurrent seats.
Right. Right now.
So if I pay for the 3 or 4 concurrent seats and I travel and I'm watching like on something else,
then you're good.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, how are they going to figure that out?
Because if you're consistent, like, let's say that you're consistently like, hey, there's like 4 people that use this all the time, and 3 of them are from one location, one of them's from somewhere else.
It says family, not household.
Be a hassle. We're gonna be a hassle on that. I'm not saying anything. They're just gonna probably be like, "Whoops, you've been logged out accidentally. Bummer. You better get that password again," and just make it annoying.
That's probably what they'll do. Is to just super make it annoying. However, the fact that it's like, the password hasn't changed. But like,
have you tried telling your grandma that? Have you tried telling your grandma that? Like, and number one, have you given grandma your password? Because that's already a big fuck up right there. She's got an 800 postcards around her house.
No, the only person that has our Netflix password is my sister-in-law, and that's it. Like, she just has her own profile on it and whatnot. But every now and then she comes over, and then she watches from that profile here, and it's like, what are you gonna do, bitches? We have a log, or I could just log in and be like, I'm just gonna watch something on her profile, and then it goes back over there. It's like,
maybe. you know what'll make it better? Fraud.
What?
Fraud always makes everything better.
Yeah.
Fraud makes everything better.
Yeah, you get your Netflix seats on the dark web.
In additional Game Pass news, Microsoft reportedly paid millions to Square to get Guardians of the Galaxy on Game Pass.
Awesome. Good for them. Dude, they're gangbusters right now. Because like this, what the news you just said, is easily some of the best things they could have done with PlayStation's news. PlayStation coming out would be like, hey, we're kind of doing Game Pass too. It's a little bit on the shittier side, but it's Sony. Yay, we all love Sony. And now Xbox immediately going to be like, we're going to get rid of our yearly subscription to even play online, and we're going to make our Game Pass even better, and we're going to have a family plan.
Yeah,
but now, bitch, you just got, there it is. You just got into the market and we were already destroying you. Like, that's so genius. Genius of that.
It is. And you know what, though? Like, as much as like people try and spend, like, they paid millions of dollars to get Guardians of the Galaxy on Game Pass. You know what they didn't pay? All the dev money for Guardians of the Galaxy. They didn't have to develop that game. So they then paid, X amount of dollars, and now it's on Game Pass. And it's something else that's going to get people to come in.
$20 per copy.
Something like that. Maybe. Maybe, who knows? It depends on how many people download. Because I didn't read that it was like a per download thing or anything like that. It was just like they paid a chunk of money.
Yeah,
blanket. Yeah,
which is perfectly fine. And Square wants to take that money and do it. More power to them. I 100% am fine with it. Like, as much as I bitch and moan and say, like, I don't like the Xbox and blah, 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 Game Pass is still awesome. And the fact that I can just play that shit on my PC, perfectly fine. I don't need to buy an Xbox.
Dude, this, like I've talked about before, Game Pass is the one thing that's been, like, pushing me to even pretend to buy an Xbox. Because I'm just like, it'd be great to play my PC downstairs. And the only games I'd want to play downstairs are Game Pass games. Well, guess what? There's like a system for that. It's crazy.
You know what else you can do? Instead of buying an Xbox, you can just buy and build an HTPC. A good one now, because they're much better than they used to be.
Tiny, and it looks decent.
Yeah, but then you could also run that new Plex software.
Oh, I got that running already on, like, you can run some of the
but their new interface like directly on the computer. Like, so I didn't throw it in here, but now that's perfect timing to do it.
Yeah.
Plex came out with a new version of their software that literally integrates every streaming platform into it. So you can use it as your one-stop shop for an HTPC to watch anything. Whether you've got it stored on your computer, whether you've got a subscription service or anything like that. And it pulls it all in together, similar-ish to what Amazon does, but Amazon still doesn't do it great because, like, not everything connects up to it properly. And it's like, I know, like, I'll be sitting there and I'll look for a video and I'll do a search using the Amazon search. And I'm like, I know that it's on that service right there, but it won't show it as an option to watch.
Don't be prepared for this to stick around forever. This is not the first time that we've had that all-in-one inclusive, like, hey, it can be streamed in, like, one aggregate thing. It's only going to be a matter of time until they start hiding that. 100%.
But Plex has been around for a long time doing a lot of shit. And like you said, you've got your Plex server set up, and there's tons of people that have their Plex servers all set up. And it's I really like that they're pushing the envelope and going further and, like, fuck it. We're just going to keep going. So
yeah, no, where can I stream it? Like the search function in Plex being like, where can I stream ... is fantastic, because that's like one of the biggest problems of your streaming services now. Is they're just like, I really want to fucking watch A Knight's Tale. And it's just like, what is it on? Let me open up Hulu. Nope, it's not there. Let me open Netflix. Nope, it's not there. Let me open up Amazon. Oh, nope, it's not there. I know I've seen it somewhere. Where the fuck was it? Oh, it's on my Plex server. I'm an idiot, and I've been searching around for no reason.
You know what you can do instead of watching A Knight's Tale? Is just throw on Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and then just put Rock and Roll Part 2 on during parts of it, because that's roughly the same thing, but with a better movie.
I love Knight's Tale, man. I love Knight's Tale. It's a great movie. It is stupid. It is quintessential, like, movie. Early 2000s.
Yeah, it is very much like an early 2000s
entertaining.
movie.
It is entertaining to a T. Like, that is what it is. I'm not going to say it should have earned Oscars. I'm not going to say it's
no.
Dead Guys, Heath Ledger's best movie, anything like that. God, no, of course not. But it is one of those movies that always hold a special place for just being like, yeah, you know what, I'd watch that. Like Clueless, for example. Clueless is just a ridiculous movie, and it's just like, it's nowhere near good.
It's supposed to be 100% absurd. Like, but that movie
so's Knight's Tale.
No, it's not.
It's all ridiculous. Yes, it is.
The problem with Knight's Tale is that, but they do make fun of it, but you could tell that they were like, but we want to be serious about it. Whereas Clueless, they make a ball joke during gym class about a girl getting plastic surgery, and I was like, come on.
Same thing. They're both great in that regard, in my opinion.
All right, JX Nippon Mining and Metals, which is Nippon, if you don't know, is a Japanese silicon company, has purchased 65 acres of land in Mesa for $29 million to start building manufacturing and office space for their company there, which is kind of cool. We primarily only talk about that one because it's a silicone manufacturing company, as well as it's here in our neck of the woods because we're in Phoenix, Arizona, and Mesa is in the Phoenix metropolitan area. But That's one of those things of like Phoenix for shit. The last like 30 years has been the low key tech hub. In a lot of times, like, and like so many other states have like continually like risen and then fallen. Like California, Silicon Valley, like there's been a mass exodus from Silicon Valley over the last few years. Texas has built up, come down, built up, come down. They're building up again. And Phoenix has kind of stayed the same. Like people just sit there and they're like, yeah, no, we should probably just move it to Phoenix instead. But then it doesn't leave. Yeah. Like Microchip is still here. You've still got Ingram Micro. You've still got Intel. You've still got Sumitomo Citrix. Like there's still a shit ton of companies out here that do it, as well as then all the major auto manufacturers have testing grounds here. But that's because they like to take their cars off-roading in the desert and test them in 125-degree heat.
Right. Yeah. And land's cheap. Land's cheap because you don't have to worry about bulldozing trees.
Yep. Now you got electric car companies starting up here too. All those startups. You got TSMC moving out here. Edwards Vacuum that does cryo vacuum pumps for the semiconductor industry.
So, lots of shit. Hear that, people? Come to Phoenix. Except for Californians.
Yeah,
stay in fucking California.
Good luck buying a house.
Bitches.
Good luck buying a house because all the Californians are buying them.
Dude, there was a stat that came across my desk that 73% of Arizonans have been priced out of the housing market in Arizona.
Yay!
Because of this like astronomically high climb that's gone through on the housing market. It's nuts. It is insane. And like I keep telling people, I'm like, don't buy now. Like now is not the time to buy at all. Like interest rates still aren't like as high as they were forever ago. And even in the heyday in like the 90s and whatnot, before the drop in 2006, like interest rates are nowhere near the heights there, but it's like interest rates are still like higher than they were, and property values are just super overinflated. It's insane. Nobody should be paying that much money to have to stay inside in the middle of the summer. All right. In weird news that we saw today that I just kind of wanted to throw in here, apparently there is a job at Bungie specifically to make sure that there is canonical lore as to why a gun gets nerfed.
Amazing.
Which is just awesome. I'm sorry. It's just hilarious. It's like
get that job.
Exactly. It's like, so what did this guy do? Did he have a job already, or did he go to Bungie and he's like, hey, you guys write like this? It's great. It's crazy, but it's great lore for your games. Like it's fucking bonkers. But the problem is you need to nerf shit every now and then. And I got a solution for you. And they're like, sold. Or they just looked at it and they're like, we need to nerf this. Johnny, come up with a good reason. Johnny's like, okay.
No, it's even worse than that. This guy went to like Yale writing school. Like he was just like high pedigree, like all kinds of stuff.
Like he could be a Pulitzer Prize winning author.
He has the highest, like all kinds of like masters and all stuff like that, like writing stuff in jazz and the economy and all that it is. He is in this job and he's just like, I have written dissertations for powerful people and you're having me rewrite why this gun can no longer shoot 30 DPS.
Yeah, why it's suddenly slower.
Yes, exactly. It's just like, I went to Yale. Whatever, monkey, go write some shit.
Wait.
1,000%
yeah.
what it is.
I love that. I love this. Bringer says, gun fired bullets too fast, so they made it shoot slower. Man, I'm good at this. Can I apply? But yeah, so there
you
is.
Gotta say made it shooty slower.
Yeah,
that makes that's a little bit better.
Shooties, spatooties, slowers.
There's a gunpowder shortage, so we had to use less grains per bullet. Boom, hired.
We had to start rationing off our light so we couldn't use as much to propel stuff. Boom, hired.
Hey guys, should we spend some money and like make like a cohesive, like really good cinematic and story scene for our players? Nah, fuck that, man. We gotta spend our budget on nerfing guns. Like the fuck.
Hang on. Okay.
Gun nerf lore.
The story for the Witch Queen and like what happens at the end and everything like that was great. I'm just saying, like it was great. That's okay. Yeah, meanwhile, Telesto's still OP as fuck because there's so many of these guns that I have found as I'm playing it that they just like they try to nerf it and it literally breaks the game when they try to nerf it. And the best part is the gun breaks the game as well. All right, let's go back to Microsoft talk because we talked good about Microsoft, but so let's talk a little bad about it. Although it's not necessarily bad about Microsoft per se. Senators are pushing hard for the regulatory inquiries Microsoft's Activision purchase to happen like soon and like to really delve deep into it. And one of the things that has come up is they're looking into a brunch that Bobby Kotick had with a trader before the Microsoft acquisition was announced, and he miraculously made purchases for people like Barry Diller and David Geffen before it got announced. So that's called insider trading, everybody, if you don't know what that is. And that's bad. It's very, very bad. And I hope to God that puts Bobby in prison. If none of the other shit put him in prison, I want that to put him in prison just for fun.
Oh, Eric. These people have money. They don't go to prison.
Do. That's the shitty part. No. And the problem is that they just keep giving him money. Stop giving him so much goddamn fucking money. He's a fucking douchebag. Wait, hang on. I said I was going to do this. Hang on, everybody. Ready? Look at me. Look at me right in the eyes. See this? Fuck Activision and fuck Bobby Kotick. There you go. I did it. I said I'd do it, Chris. I did it.
Yep. Stream close up.
Good.
All right.
Took everything.
Continuing on to Activision news. Activision has pledged and they want to hire all of their game testers, 1,000 full-time employees now, full-time salaried employees with pay increases. I want to applaud. Oh, wait, no, I don't. Because the only reason that they're doing it is to union bust. You cannot get these positions if you're in the union. You have to remove yourself from the union in order to have that position. So they like put it out there. It's like this great thing. This is great. This is awesome. We're going to hire all of you as long as you put that union over there.
Yeah, they couldn't just be like withholding promotions or something like that. They'd have to be like a whole new position that they're interviewing for to bring people into it. And part of that means that you can't be a part of a current union or jazz like that. It's the only way they'd be able to do that.
Yep.
So, I mean, what sucks about that is that it means that everything about it is probably a re-interview process. So if they don't like you even, and you're like, I'm going to go for that, they can be like, guess what? You're fired now because we didn't hire you for your new job.
No, actually, they're probably like, yeah, you don't even have to re-interview. Like, the smart thing would be to say that, like, you don't even have to re-interview. All you got to do is just sign this piece of paper. Just go ahead and sign right there. Just sign it right there. It says, it literally, all it says is fuck union. That holds up in a court of law.
Union fires too many benefits, so they made union go shoot slower. Is that what it is?
Union does too good of job of making employer actually be nice to employees. That's the new Activision union lore person. So
now, Activision places like this should unionize. I'm not saying unions are for everything. Don't get me wrong on any of this stuff, but it's definitely a tricky wire to walk, man.
There's a writers guild. There's a screen actors guild. Like all of those are unions for a reason.
Oh, for sure. No,
And
I'm
they
not saying that
became
they shouldn't
unions.
unionize.
No, yeah, and they became unions for a reason, because people will fucking just take everything from you for like your work and your art and like your blood, sweat, and tears.
To the benefit you make, that's why the arts in the entertainment industry, all of them, Screen Actors Guild, Writers Guild, you name it, they all have this kind of thing. What's the biggest entertainment industry on this planet is video games. It's also the only one that doesn't have an active union.
Yep. And they are pushing
so
hard
backwards
to make sure that unions don't become a thing.
Yep.
Like real fucking hard. And I applaud every fucking developer that comes out and says, you know what, fucking unionize. Do it. Like, you guys, like, because while yes, unions can be bad, they do hold companies accountable.
Yes.
Which is the big thing. That's what we want. Is for them to.
And we don't need to go down the bad. We don't need to go down the bad reasons, because they are there. And
they are there.
If you're in a
and you know
about
a
business and you're thinking about unionizing, please do read. Like, just read everything. That's the big thing. It's a contract still. So I mean, make sure that you read all the stuff before you do anything, regardless of what your business is. I mean, shit, just in life, read before you sign. Otherwise, you become a human sentai pad.
Yes, exactly. We go back to the human sentai pad.
Just fucking read. Just fucking read.
Just read, man.
But yeah, it's one of those things of like, if you talk to UPS employees, like once you get into management, like one of the things is you sign your management contract, you're not allowed to be part of the union anymore. And that's fine, because the union doesn't want you either, because they don't want management in the union. Like, they want it for the employees. But you talk to people in UPS and they either love it, they hate it, or they love and hate it. Like, they're very vocal about any of those things. And it all just comes down to like whether or not like you got like a small extra percentage off of something, or it benefited you like slightly more or anything like that. But for the most part, they do a good job. They make sure that you get paid a fair wage for what it is that you're doing. Even like
mostly
there's contractor unions, plumbers unions, everything like that. Like, either way, I'm for it. Activision has also hired, I hate this job title so much. And I understand that it's like you want a job title that's going to say what it is that you do. And I am 100% not talking bad about this person, Kristen Hines, that has been hired by Activision. But this job title is fucking stupid. Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer.
See, they fucked it up already because they put the order wrong. They called it Chief Diversity, Inclusion, and Equity. Then it'd be I'm the CDI officer, and that just sounds dope.
But it's such a dumb fucking title. And God, hang on. I should have put this in here of who it is that she reports to, which is also another dumb job, like another dumb title that's just strictly made up to make people feel better.
This is the title that owners of companies give to their stepson-in-law, Brent.
Yes,
just because they need to have a guy making law. Like like that's just who this position is going to be owned by. It's ridiculous. It'll be that stupid. Or Karen's. That's it. Like there's no way anyone that's going to have that job title is going to be someone that you're going to be really happy to be having a conversation with. Like there's no way that anyone's that's going to be like, yes, I'm the chief of diversity, inclusion, and equity and stuff like that. Like, don't get me wrong, stuff needs to happen. Like, absolutely, we need to have like diversion, equity, inclusion, everything like that. I'm not against what it can stand for, but the people that's going to like draw in to require that big of a thing are going to be just the most asshole-ish people, in my opinion.
But here's the thing: is you think that her job title is stupid. You know who her direct report is? It is the Chief People Officer.
Oh yeah, People Ops. No, you got that all the time.
That's the dumb. That is also another dumb title to have.
This is technically the Peep Ops job. Is to be about diversity, inclusion, and equity. That's their fucking job, and they couldn't do it because everyone complains too much. So you have to have a People Ops. They're just in control of talking to people to make sure they don't kill themselves, and then you have to have somebody that's being like, "Hey,
I thought that was HR."
HR is only looking out for the company. That's a very big misconception. HR doesn't give a fuck about you as a person. They give a fuck about the company, and they want to do whatever they can to make sure that you don't sue them. That's all that HR is here for. And so HR won't just do anything.
But you're not entirely wrong. But HR is supposed to be the one that's talking. You need someone that's
like, hey HR, I know we're looking out for just the company, but I'm also going to look out to make sure that we're hiring enough like Asian people, which is just, that to me is even worse, because this to me, I'm sorry I'm ranting here, but this to me is a checkbox situation. This to me is like just as like lame as it is when you watch a movie and they have like a 5-second scene of like, hey, here's a gay person and a trans. Guess what? We did it. We're never going to talk about them again. They are there in the movie. We are inclusive. It's stupid. It's just like you didn't do anything but just like check a checkbox, and that's not inclusive. That's just pandering.
Hang on. Okay, so now. So I didn't include this in, but Jason brought this up because like one of the top, like the sub headline to these is that Activision has committed to increasing its number of women and non-binary employees by 50% by 2025.
There's not even that.
But it's right in there with what you were saying. I'm all for inclusivity. But
1,000%.
Right.
But putting like mandates and stuff like that, it sends the wrong message, and it's like it's really hard to walk this line without somebody saying that you're a bigot or you're a racist or something like that. But putting a checkbox of a very specific set amount is not good. Just as hiring asshole bigot like dickbags to run these things and only hiring straight white men is also not good. But putting a requirement in of a very set specific amount of people is not great. You should hire the best people for the job, no matter what. Right. But at the same point, you should make sure that you are interviewing everybody, not just cousin Jimmy.
Well, you put a good point on it too, on how you said, like, if you said anything else, like by increasing, hey, we want to increase the amount of women and trans people by 50%. You're also saying, hey, we want to maintain or ensure we keep straight cis white men by 50%. You're saying the exact same thing. Yeah. You're just saying it differently, right? So one way is getting you pitchforks. Yeah, one way is getting your pitchforks handed to you. The other way is being like, hey, good job being inclusive. Like, it's just like it bugs me so much, because again, I'm with you, Eric, 100%. We need it. There's something that needs to change, something needs to happen. But when it's just pandering and stuff like this, you're just gonna get the worst of the worst people there, and nothing's gonna change. And it's just putting it on there. It's like putting the rainbow flag on your avatar because, you know what, we're so inclusive. Well, then how come your Middle Eastern sister companies aren't doing it? No reason. Don't worry about those companies. Don't worry about those ones.
Don't worry what they're doing.
They don't have rainbows over there. Yeah.
God, we missed two fucking things on here that we didn't put in. So I'll make sure that I'm going to talk about them right now so that we don't forget about it. But like, so you brought up the whole Middle Eastern thing, and that just sparked shit. ARM has 100% completely severed ties with ARM China now. Like, we've talked about all the issues that they've been having with ARM China, and they just completely severed ties. So like, they're not even part of our company anymore because they can't get all the information. That's part of the regulatory problems that they were having. It was part of an issue with getting the NVIDIA stuff pushed in, but then it was going to be a major issue with them going public and becoming set because you can't get regulatory information from them. The guy that's running it is fucking bonkers shit. So they're just like, they just completely sever ties. They're like, they're not part of us. And like, they're just like, whatever information that they have of it, fuck, we didn't have any control over it anyways now, so we might as well just get rid of it, which is fine in my opinion. Like, that's honestly the best solution that they could have come up with, because like, otherwise they were just continually dragging out this whole thing of trying to get information from this guy and trying to play nice and whatnot. And instead, they're just like, fuck it, whatever you got, that's fine. You don't get access to anything else now, which is fine in my opinion. The other thing is Kingdom Hearts 4 will be out sometime in the next 9 years, everybody.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. Yeah, as Chris threw out there, he's like, if you're lucky, I'm like, good point. It could be 12. How many console cycles are we going to go through before Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out?
It'll be a PS9 release title.
Wait, so it's gonna come out with with the spores?
With the spores in the sphere, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with that. That's like the full metaverse. So
You are
Kingdom
Sora.
Hearts 4
Yeah.
is gonna be part of the whole metaverse thing. Like, done. I'm done. That's it. That's all I needed. I am Sora. Shit, I'm Sora now.
I'm just excited for when consoles are going to be the equivalent of doing a fat rail. It's just like the new nano machines are out. Great. Oh yeah, I'm in the meta now.
I just upgraded PS10.
I refuse to snort my console. I will inject it straight into my veins.
That's fine. You can mainline the Xbox. You can snort the new PlayStation.
I'm a mainline my
you know
PlayStation.
what? We still got some Crystal Nintendo.
Oh, I can smoke my Nintendo.
I mean, they're a little bit on the old school side. I mean, yeah. Well, you still smoke? Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
My
it's
N64s.
a cool thing.
You gotta get
cool
my
thing,
Animal
man.
Crossing in.
Yep.
My Pokemons.
All right, Samsung and Google have now hopped on what we thought might have been an April Fool's joke, but they have now hopped on the iFixit bandwagon with Apple, to where they're allowing people to purchase like literally everything for their phones to self repair, which is awesome. It's a good thing. We did Samsung and iFixit made a really bad decision of announcing this on the
April
end of
Fool's
day,
Day?
March 31st, so that then news sources picked it up and announced it on April 1st.
Maybe it wasn't so bad because we're talking about it again because we're just like we thought it was a joke, but it's not. And
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't
game.
until I sat there and I noticed that iFixit put it on their website on the 31st. I'm like, okay, it was there on their clock. I don't think that they would have made that mistake. And they put out full on this is all the information. None of it was set with snark, unlike the Phasmophobia April 1st patch that they had in there. Which those patch notes were prime.
So good.
They were so fucking good because they really did a good job at the beginning of it. So you're reading the patch notes for April 1st and you're like, I like that. That's not bad. I can get behind that. That's a good idea. I'm like, wait, they're nerfing speed? Wait, you can flood the house if you leave faucets on? Just so many things. I was sitting there talking with somebody in VC about it, and I was just like, oh, this is not, oh wait, no, this is 100% an April Fool's joke.
Yep.
And this is a great April Fool's joke.
Dope.
Dude, that lighthouse map would be awesome.
Right?
And I think that the big thing is the good joke on that was that they were releasing 3 maps at one time.
Yeah.
Because God knows they don't do that. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so next, we'll leave the big one for last. All right, Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes are on their way from Remedy and Rockstar.
Yeah.
Bullet time. Is bullet time actually kind of cool now?
I mean,
Again?
it's so retro.
Again?
Back, I think, yeah.
I kind of feel like they need to when they remake it, they need to put something new in.
No, that's not a remake then.
No, that's a remake.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy
remaster.
remake. This is a remake, not a remaster.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking of
yeah, I'm like, no, this is a
remaster, yeah.
remake.
Yep.
Final Fantasy VII remake. That's a whole new game. Weird ass fucking new story. 60-hour gameplay for a 5-hour section of the game. I loved
looking to put in as much development polish on this as they did with Control.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, which Control had a lot of Control was nuts. I still find it funny though that people that you can still find people that start playing Control right now, and you're like, oh man, yeah, this game's awesome, especially with the Alan Wake DLC that they have in there, and this version has it, and they're like, wait, this is tied to Alan Wake? Still, there are people that are like, this game's tied to Alan Wake? Oh hell yeah. Okay.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's a really great game. It's fucking nuts and bonkers. And I'm telling you, the conversations that you have with your brother are like some of the best parts of that game.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that whole game is just fantastic.
I think I honestly sat there for an hour just talking to my brother and getting his weird bullshit spouted to me, like on stream. And it's that I'm like, hey guys, this is what we're doing for the next hour. Like, we're just gonna talk to this crazy motherfucker, and it's like talking to a moon landing conspiracy theorist. You're like this is so fucking bonkers that I can't wait to hear more.
Right down to just when I stop talking, I'm gonna look back up into the stars, like just.
Which he does.
Yes, exactly.
It's so great. It's so awesome.
Birds aren't real.
Birds are a construct of your imagination.
Birds are government drones.
All right, Embracer, sorry, not Bracer. Embracer has vowed to continue their studio purchases. Oh no, you don't know who Embracer is? Okay, so Embracer has paid $8 billion since 2020 to purchase 63 studios, one of which is Gearbox. Another is THQ Nordic. So they own like some big money things that they've only spent $8 billion to purchase. Like, right? That's the part that's nuts.
Only
$8 billion to buy Gearbox. Like, Gearbox sold for $157 million. I would have thought Gearbox games would have sold for a hell of a lot more than that.
Yeah,
but they sold for 100.
It was because of that one game that tanked.
Oh yeah, Battleborn.
There you go.
Yeah.
I liked Battleborn though. I actually enjoyed playing Battleborn. The problem was that Overwatch, again, we've talked about it, Overwatch like dropped their public beta a week before the game came out, and they're like, well, fuck.
Yep, you're still the one.
Yep.
You liked Battleborn.
It was all right.
It was fun to play. Like, it's not. It wouldn't be a game that I would play all the time because I don't like that type of game, but I still had fun playing it. Physics were good. It was a really good shooter. Art was awesome. It lost to big tittied and big ass chicks.
They always will.
Tell me I'm wrong. Like, tell me I am wrong.
No, of course not. Of course not. Every single game should just come with like a big giant ass on the front. So people will be like, wow, when do I see this ass? And you just say, never.
Never.
Thank you for your money.
Just like Bayonetta. It's like everyone's like, oh, I'm going to play this game because every time that she fires off her things, she gets naked for a half a frame.
And you know they show everything.
Because her entire suit is made of her hair. And she has to use her hair for her magic.
And that's somehow sexier. Because you know what we really like? Is women just covered in hair.
That's a good point. That's a very valid point that we never, ever have brought up in any time that we've talked about the fact that Bayonetta's hair is her clothing. We have never talked about how like the normal thing is like usually it's like shaved.
You're allowed to go natural. It's fine. I mean,
hey, hippies do it all the time.
Get while the getting's good, man. I mean, that's not a time to be complaining. You know, if she just grows that hair so fast and turns it into a gun and a sword and beats you with it, hey, you know what? You should get in some.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. It's cool. She's got gun stilettos and everything. It's totally awesome. All right, last but not least, Unreal 5 is officially out, everybody. It's 100% available almost exactly 2 years from announcement. But they gave it one, COVID. 2, they gave it a hell of a long time for people like perfecting it because you know what? This engine's fucking dope. And it is, it's come a long way even since when they first announced it 2 years ago. Like, this engine is insane.
So yeah. It's so dumb. It's scary dumb. It's so good, so easy, so awesome to see. I am more fearful of not like how awesome the games are going to be, but just the extreme flood of awesome games that we're going to see from this, because it's going to be so accessible now that you can make, like they did that tech demo, and even just adding like bevels to the edge of a stairwell that auto builds and auto frames out for you.
Jason jizzed himself in that.
It'll add an auto bevel for you on your staircase. And I was just like, jeez, this. Like, it's just like this little detail.
It'll add it at a check of a box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just all kinds, and the whole staircase was auto-generated for you too, based on where you started and where you ended it. It automatically calculates all out, so it looks like stairwells. Mm-hmm. And this is just stairs. Like they go into all kinds of stuff with lighting, with human generation, with game generation. I mean, like I said, I'm not fearful of what kind of games are going to come out. I'm just fearful of the flood, and it's going to get to a point where it's just going to be like, you're talking about games like you talk about bands. Like there's so like the amount of bands that are out there right now. You say, hey, do you listen to Jimmy Bop Jr.? And they could be a #1 seller, and I'd be like, I have no idea.
I want to listen
and
to
someone
Jimmy
else could
Bob
be
Jr.
like, dude, listen.
It's like Dinosaur Jr., right? From the 90s? Hell yeah. I'll listen to Jimmy Bop Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even need to know who Jimmy Bop is. It's just Jimmy Bop Jr. That's what I want.
Jr.
I mean, you got Captain Jazz out here too, still rocking tunes. It's just fantastic. It's just like all these people that are making music, and there's some of them are just so amazing and so good. You'll just never listen to it all.
Hey,
and like
Captain Jazz is an awesome fucking DJ name. If somebody doesn't have that already, they should.
It's a real band.
Is it a real band?
Oh
my god, that is
ridiculous.
I want to listen to them just because of that name. Like that is awesome.
Jimmy Bob Jr. is a lawyer.
Who?
James Bopp Jr. is an American conservative lawyer.
Jimmy Bopp Jr.
most known for his work associated with election laws and campaign finance.
Oh my god.
Jimmy Bopp Jr. He is from the East Coast, guaranteed. Where is he based?
Oh my god, that's fucking. It's got to be
East
Coast law.
Coast
It's got to be East Coast law. Oh my god, that's fucking great. That was so great that I forgot what I was gonna say, Chris. I 100% forgot what it was that I was gonna say. But yeah, it's like I can't wait for games to start coming out of this, and the fact that you can just drop your Unreal 4 stuff into it and it will make it better. It's like it is amazing. And so we've got so they've now demoed path tracing with NVIDIA. Path tracing, which is now like that's the new version of ray tracing. There's the Niagara Fluids, which does some pretty damn realistic water movement, and not just like the flowy water that everyone likes. We're talking like fast moving. It's called Niagara because Niagara Falls. Reality scanning is open for iOS now, which is totally awesome. Hopefully Android comes out soon.
Yeah,
because it allows you to scan anything.
Later this year.
Yeah, it allows you to scan anything in your home without having to have like big ass fucking equipment or anything like that.
Yep, just take your phone, scan in, and pop it in your.
And they demoed it. They demoed it. They just had a chick. She was like, "I'm just gonna go through here." Boom, 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 boom. Did her fucking like love seat. Put it into the game. Granted, it looked like it was in a video game. It didn't look real like some of the shit that we've seen, but it like was identical to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if you can do multiple passes to keep getting it better and better and better.
Like, yeah, that's what you do. It tells you. It tells you. So it gives you like this yellow spot of like, oh, we didn't get that good enough and we need to get more of it. And it actually paths it out so that you can make sure that it gets everything. I'm really excited. Crazy.
I'm really excited for 2 phases of this technology. I'm excited for the first phase where we can, well, of course, porn. All right, 3 phases. Excited for the first part where we can make money off of the shit that we're scanning ourselves and being like, hey, you want to use
there is a marketplace for it.
Let's do it. There's a marketplace for it. And then I'm more excited for the eventual follow-up of the dystopian future of having to own the IP rights to your fucking sofa because
but you won't own the IP rights to your sofa. Unless you distress it properly and then you own the distressed look of that sofa.
You have to have a custom. Yep, you can't just like.
Oh shit! It's all come back down to NFTs. God damn it! I don't like it anymore.
Here's my piece.
I'm done.
There
done.
You
done.
go. Holy fuck.
Fuck. It's
Holy
all back
fuck.
to NFTs. I don't like it anymore. I'm done with this. Fuck Unreal 5. Unreal 5 is dead to me.
This world's over.
this world is over.
We just found the actual tangible use for fucking NFTs, and I am pissed that we just decided that.
I hate it.
God damn it.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate everything about it. I fucking, oh my god, I fucking hate it so much. I hate that you just ruined this for me.
Well,
do you understand how much I hate it?
I am so mad because now I'm literally reopening up my Coinbase app.
Oh dear God. Okay. All right. So the other thing that they announced on this, which is where the bevel, like the staircase bevel and everything like that, is that they have built a third-person multiplayer shooter, which I really fucking wish it was a first-person, like hands down. Like Chris and I were watching it together, and I laughed because there was like at the beginning of it, they're like Unreal 2024 and blah 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 blah. Like the chat's just going nuts, and I'm like, chat, go away. But then I'm laughing at that, and then it pops up, and like they're showing this. I'm like, here's your Unreal, and then they're like, it's third person. I'm like, fucking Fortnite. I don't like third person shooters. I like first person shooters, hands down. That's it. But it is a third person multiplayer shooter that you can make levels for and do everything inside UE5. Yep. 100%. So and that's where they showed off all the stuff that Jason was talking about.
So they basically just made this basic game with, it's got all the matchmaking and all their kind of services kind of built in. Here's something, go play with it.
Like the hard shit to program. Matchmaking and shit like that, yeah.
It's just, hey, here's a base. Go have fun.
Now make levels. And make crazy ass levels. Which I love that the guy put in these Mayan columns, and he's like, no art director would do this. I'm like, I've seen art directors that do that shit. They're like, yeah, it's future techno. Mayan columns.
Have you ever played Ratchet and Clank game? There you go.
100%. And you know what? I love Ratchet and Clank games. I find them fun. They're great games. All right. So that's it. We're done with news. And I don't know if we have a lot to talk about of what we were playing.
No, because it's only been like a week and a half.
It's been a week and a half. So, and so I will say that I 100% really tried to play Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion because it was free on Amazon. You can still get it for free on Amazon right now. Except for some fucking reason, I can't get my PS4 controller nor my Xbox controller to actually register into the console, like the Amazon Games console. I don't know why. Neither of them will do it. They're both getting power. They're both inadequate cables that work with Game Pass. Like I have used both of these consoles with both of these controllers with the exact same cable. Obviously, with this one, I had to use a third-party app. But I've used both of these with Game Pass, and I can't get them to work with Amazon Game Store. At all. It's real weird. And I can get the Xbox One to register, as soon as I plug it in, it bumps. It's like, oh, I connected to your computer. I'm like, sweet. And then I pop in, it won't register it. But then __babe, she's playing fucking Turnip Boy on her stream tonight, and I'm like, motherfucker. How did you get yours to work, but I can't get mine to work? This is bullshit. Granted,
I think it's a ID10T error.
It's probably an EBCAC error. It's 100% EBCAC. That's it. I'm just dumb and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a stupid pleb. I have gone nuts deep again into Genshin. Literally almost all weekend of my spare time was going into 2.6. And the new update that they've done is really big. What they've done for 2.5 and 2.4, 2.5 and 2.6 has been the type of content that people have actually wanted, instead of oh yeah, we released this time limited dungeon thing where you can go through and fight. Instead, they've actually added on like chunks of the map. Like they've reopened chunks of the map, and they're like, yeah, you can go in, and then you can like they're just parts of the world, and they're fucking big, like really big. The chasm is huge. The underwater or the underwater layer thing that you go in for Sangonomiya, like that portion is huge as well. Like all these areas are gigantic things, and I love it. Like they've really like finally listened to what people were saying of like what it is that they want for content, and they're making actual content instead of just being like, yeah, it's a dungeon, yay, have fun. Which is awesome. And I finally finished the Witch Queen campaign. We dropped it down from legendary for the last 3 because we just could never consistently get a third person to join our fire team. So we finished the Witch Queen campaign so that I could get Osteostriga, so that I could have the legendary gun, which is awesome. It's totally cool. But now we have to get a fire team and go back and defeat the entire thing on legendary, which, man, Savathun was hard on the regular one. She had not so much like hard. She has a fuck ton of hit points on the regular campaign. I can only imagine what she has for the legendary campaign. Like it's mind boggling, but you know, they've had some fun. But that's primarily what I played, I think, other than what all 3 of us can talk about.
Yes.
And that is the board game that we played on
Treasure
stream
and Mutiny.
recently. Treasure and Mutiny. All right. I'm going to preface this with I 100% think that there's a couple of problems with this game. And I don't know if they are inherent with the game or if they're inherent with how bad his ping was. But the game ran super slow.
Yeah.
Like really slow. And it you could watch it on our stream. Like the game ran slow. Which it's fine. I'm like, whatever. Like the dice rolls and everything like that were really slow, and it just kind of like really bogged things down. It got a little boring about like 3/4 of the way through, like to where I was just like, do. And I sat there and like I was actually happy that I didn't have my camera on so that I could really just fuck around in other things during other people's turns. Mm-hmm. But that's I think an inherent problem with digital tabletop games in general, of like an actual tabletop game. If you're playing a game like Cards Against Humanity, Joking Hazard, things like that, where you're actively being like brought upon in every single hand, like that's one thing. But the big turn-based things, like I have problems with those in general, where it's like,
right,
I'm doing it and then I have to sit there and wait for everybody else to go do their turn.
And it's like,
I understand that my turn was just as fucking boring as your turn, but your turn was boring.
It wasn't my turn.
No. My turn was just as boring as your turn, but your turn was boring.
My turn may be boring, but it's my turn. So I'm
I'll agree, Eric. I'll agree, Eric, that that there was a lot going on there, and I think that I'm pretty sure the ping was the big problem on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
I hope that's what it was, because I've played with a lot of tabletop stuff and never had a problem with rolling and stuff.
Yeah, I loaded it in on my own and I had no problems. Like I flipped the table, I did all kinds of shit. I was fucking around with it before we actually started streaming. So I don't think it was the game itself.
And I would love to play a game just the 3 of us where we're really close and our ping is like, we're not playing with somebody that's got a 250 ping that's across the fucking country, like just to see, like, in general.
The other thing of it is that there's a crap ton of rules. There's a crap ton going on here, and there's multiple different scenarios that can go on. And the way that he had it loaded up is, I think it's with all the expansions going on. And I think if we were to play just base, have a little bit more of an idea of what we were doing. We also played a custom like scenario that he just pulled out of his ass to play that time, just so that we could get a flavor of what's going on.
We played a regular scenario.
Yeah,
we just didn't didn't do like some of the other ones. He made one that we could play where we were all quickly. Like we didn't have to have like a common goal or anything like that, and we could just kind of futz around. Which yes, that if we had a common goal set, like the take over the governors and whatnot, and like get to the last governor like on this one island, that might have been a set, because what he said is like, yeah, we all spend our time getting there, and then once we get to that island, then we fight. instead of us like going onto all the different islands and trying to get resources and whatnot, which is fun. I'm not saying that the game was not fun. I'm saying that normally when you're sitting there with your friends, and actually, you know what?
Have fun,
I'm 100% going to say streaming it was not fun. Streaming it with, and I love the guy. He was a great guy. He's totally awesome. Streaming it with the dev is not fun. Primarily because I wanted to make sure that we put out a good, like what this game looks like, so that then like I'm not talking over, we're not like bullshitting around in the middle of turns and stuff like that. Like I wanted to make sure that like once my turn's done, like my mic is muted and I'm not saying anything, so that then everybody could hear it. And I think that might have been what really like threw it for a loop. I'm sure that if we were playing this in a standard VC, or if we were playing it in person, which he's trying to get a physical version of it, this would be a hell of a lot more fun.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what you're saying with that. I don't know. It's
not to say that I didn't have fun playing the game. I had fun playing the game. There were lulls in it, and it was actually good. And like I was sending messages, I'm like, this is awesome, because like I don't have to do anything for like 10 minutes, and I can just fuck around in other people's streams, have fun, doing all sorts of shit. And then when it gets back to me, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
similar to like when I play D&D and we go on like a 20-minute like story arc for one of the other people that's on the other side of the map, and I'm like, I'm gonna do some other shit. Because I'm technically not supposed to know what's going on.
True.
But
it
was a fun game.
I liked it. Okay, it was a fun game. I mean, the ingenious and the intuitiveness and the design of this all blows my mind. I could never do what he did to make this game. It's interesting. It's worth checking out. And if you love complicated board games, I think that there's something here for that.
Very Risk-esque.
You hit the nail on the head.
Like as far as complicatedness.
I think which would have been better almost is if we played just the Treasures of Mutiny part and just like went to one island and we were all in the same ship, and then we had to mutiny each other all the time. I think that would have been a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been fun if we were like,
because we would have fought amongst each other constantly, and that would have been like way more action and stuff like that, instead of us each controlling 4 characters, which is where the lulls came in, because we were rolling for 4 characters each time. If we were just controlling one and we just had the 4 of us constantly fighting on this one ship, that would have been fantastic. That would have been the true Sea of Thieves experience, because we would have been griefing each other all the time. Oh, drop anchor? No fucking problem. I got this right now. And, shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, it just would have been fun. But yeah.
You know what? That's a good point. That's a good point. I would not be opposed to trying this again, where we were doing just a single ship and we see how long we can cooperate.
Right.
And then the whole thing of like, I'm on the other side of the fucking island and both you assholes are like, well, we're gonna go over there now, so go fuck yourself. I'm like,
guess who's captain now?
I don't want to swim. I gotta swim. I'm gonna swim to that island, and I'm gonna get all the gold and shit over there. So go fuck yourselves, assholes. Yeah, and then I'm gonna buy my own galleon, and then we end up getting the same fucking game. But I honestly think, like, it's like hindsight. Like, I really thought about it, and I'm like, man, it was good, but it was boring. But I think that part of the boring thing was that, like, we did do some banter, but I really tried to keep the in-turn banter to a minimum, just so that the game itself showed. And I think that the stream, doing it with the dev and trying to show off the game, kind of really made it a little bit more boring. Just like a lot of the game, like the demos that we do at E3 and whatnot. Sometimes they get real fucking boring. I'm like, why the fuck would I want to do this? And then I play the game. I play the exact same game like 6 months later, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is fun, because I'm not held to these stupid restrictions. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yep. No, that's a good point. And not bad for our first board game stream.
Yeah, our first. Well, yeah, we won't count D&D as a board game. But our first team board game stream, definitely. And board game / interview, like, just like straight up just demo set. It was fun. I had a good time. I did get bored, but I still had a good time in general. overall.
Concept is interesting and very, very different.
My turns were fun. Your turns were boring as shit. I didn't care about that.
Right.
All right. Jason, you go next.
I'll also mention that I got kind of roped into an old game that I was playing back in the day, and that is Animal Crossing. I'm back into it again for God knows whatever reason.
Wait, did Sarah have you buy the Nintendo expansion pass?
Not the expansion, no.
Okay. She had
no.
Wait, does she know about the expansion pass yet?
She knows about the expansion.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't want it yet because she's too busy. She doesn't want the expansion yet because she's too busy on her own fucking island now.
You bought her an OLED. Wait. Did you do the smart thing? Did you buy yourself? Oh, no, you can't transfer ownership. Never mind.
Right. She has an OLED. So, which is fine because she only plays handheld. And
that screen is pretty. I say that the OLED is fucking wasted if you play it in console, console mode.
No,
it's
stupid. So I was
it's not faster or anything like that. It's the exact same processing power as the newer version of it. Like the old version, although actually processing power is the same. The old version it used up more power.
Yeah, the battery life is longer and the screen's prettier. That's basically
yep.
And it's pretty, it's cool, and it's fine and dandy. She loves it. She's happy, and she's redoing her own island. So I got in there again and started playing around so we could play together. And Animal Crossing, still Animal Crossing. I'm doing stuff, and then I spend like 5 hours doing things. And I was like, all right, good. What did I do today? Why am I playing this game? What the fuck am I doing with my life? And
well, actually, that's a very good point, Jason, because the multiplayer is so much fucking better when there's multiple switches. Mm-hmm. The multiplayer on a single switch is fucking bullshit, and it sucks. But the multiplayer with multiple switches is way more fun. It's the same as visiting anybody's island. You can go anywhere, you can do anything, you can go anywhere on that island and do whatever the fuck you want. And you're not hamstringed into like the little window that you have.
Yep, it's fun. So it's worth it just for that. And so it's been a lot of fun. The other thing I did is that I think it was Sunday or whatever. No, maybe Friday. I don't remember. I beat Elden Ring completely, and then I spent the weekend and then parts of today.
You didn't platinum it, did you?
I did it. You can only platinum after you play multiple times.
Yeah. Okay. And so you beat it. You beat the story.
I beat everything you can possibly do without going into a new game.
Yeah. Okay.
And so there's like 3 trophies left or whatever. And 116 hours was the total count for what I spent in this game. And I loved it.
You're so far behind the speedrunners.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did everything. Like there's like all these things.
You 100%ed the first run playthrough.
Yes.
Like you literally got to the end. And you're like, I had to come here because I couldn't do anything else.
Yes. And because there's end game bosses, there's end game stuff. There's areas that I never would have thought to go look at before. And when I finally was just like, all right, I've done everything. I'm gonna now look up the map and look up like the wiki and jazz, and let's look up what the trophies are. And it was like there's 3 trophies. It's like get all the epic weapons, get all the epic spells, and get all the epic equipment. And I was like, oh man, some damn fetch questing I'm gonna have to do here. Whatever, let's look this up. And I pulled up the list. Each one had like 5 to 10 items for each list. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be a lot of running around, but whatever. I'm not doing anything else. And I was just like, all right, got that. Oh, this one I missed, and it's in an area that I've already been. Let's go there. Oh, it was right around the corner. I missed that. There it is. And it was just like, damn it. I didn't actually have to do much because it was already all done.
Yeah, you were just dumb and missed it the first time.
Just dumb and missed it the first time. Well, I mean, some of them were just like, why would I do that? Like but that's from software. That's their style. Yeah. I attribute it more to Skyrim than I do a Souls game. It had the same feel as Skyrim. Skyrim level 1 to 30, your first like 20 hours. Fantastic game, one of the best games, genre breaking. Just like this game is fantastic. Everyone play it from like 30 to 60 or from like hour 50 and on. You're just like, I'm destroying everything. It doesn't fucking matter. The only time you have to get good anymore is like on a boss, and that's just you have to pay attention for like 5 seconds to find out the moveset. And it's just like, all right, whatever. Mimic, you go do half the work. I'm gonna drink like 8 potions and then just come in and boop the thing in the face once, and then game over. I won. So it's just like whatever. It doesn't matter. But it's still fun. The exploration is 99% of this game to me. Like being able to look around, explore everything is fun. It's gorgeous. The world, just how it all interacts, is great. I wish there was better lore. I wish there was better story. Yes, it's there, but it's in a From Software thing. That's just like the same way they do everything. It's just like, go read an item, or we'll tell you a little bit about it if you read more stuff and all that. Just tell me what's going on. Give me a little bit. And they did that better in this one than any other ones. But it's very hand-holding to a specific storyline. If you want anything extra or any other kind of extra work, you really got to do some homework, and it's kind of annoying. It just bugs me to some point, and it's just like I'd love to have a cohesive just understanding of the world rather than just be like, hey, everything's kind of fucked up. Try to make it better than you could, and in the process, you end up fucking over people that you didn't mean to fuck over. It's just like, hey, this guy's attacked me, I'm going to attack him back. And then you find out your best friend back in Dragonhold was their sister, and you just fucked him over. And now
I heard the exact same things from a lot of people. They're like, I didn't mean to do that. Oops.
You have no idea. I mean, what's also great is that From Software has a way to undo all that crap. Like I pissed off a wizard that was a great teacher and stuff like that. And I was like, I wouldn't mind learning some of that stuff. And I found this turtle pope that would help cleanse you of your sins. And these sins, you could then go back and do extra stuff. And yes, I said turtle pope. Google it. It's hilarious. It's true.
Wait, is it a turtle with a pope hat?
Yeah.
Or is it a pope with a turtle shell?
Nope. It's a turtle with a pope hat. It's fantastic. Nice. Beautiful game. Super fun. If you've never played a From Software or Dark Souls game, this is actually not a bad spot to jump in at. It is the easiest of all the Souls games I've ever played. They are super generous with their items.
Even
super
easier than Code Vein?
Okay, From Software titles.
Okay,
Code Vein was cake. From Software.
Okay,
Souls games is what I meant.
I want to make sure it's like, are you talking about like Souls-like games or
no, not
Souls games?
Okay. Yeah, I meant like Soul. Yeah, From Software games. It's the easiest of the From Software games. So if you've ever wanted to get an idea what they're like, this is a good one to jump in at. Do you need to run out and spend $60 on it right now? I wouldn't say you have to. If you have other games going on, this isn't like anything that you have to play right now. It's not like some online only game where if you're not playing when there's people, the game diminishes. The amount of raids and people that invaded me is next to nothing. So it's just like there's no real massive benefit or detriment to anything. So fun. Multiplayer is garbage. So don't ever get that into your friends as well. It's such a pain to get online with friends. And but otherwise, if you're just looking for a great single player hack and slash experience with the quality that From Software makes with their hitboxes and other item aspects, this is a great place to jump in at. Easily a solid 9.5 out of 10. It's gorgeous. It's fun. Everything's great about it. I just had to dock it a little bit just because it's just like I just want more from it. And if there's that little bit more, I might be more motivated to go to New Game Plus. Where right now I'm just like, I have zero desire.
I was expecting actually a 9. I was expecting you to dock a 0.5 point for difficulty and a 0.5 point for how bullshit the multiplayer is.
So the reason why I went 9.5 is because it got boosted up a little bit.
You don't have to like do it. I was just saying.
No, because I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop playing the game. Like after you beat the game, there's a little bit extra stuff that you can do. There's other dungeons you can go to, and of course exploring around. The first thing I did when I got on the map was just like, where haven't I been before? Because I want to do more. Then that's also like, so it's just like I couldn't stop playing it. I was like, I'm done playing this game. But now that I've done everything, I'm just like, I have zero desire to go back because there's nothing to motivate me to go back into it. Yes, there's other side quests and stuff like that NPCs I can interact with, but their storylines are such bullshit. It's kind of like, what am I really going to get from it other than having an NPC at a different location than they did in my first time through? So it's just not for me on that aspect. But otherwise, I put almost 120 hours in the game. I can't say I hated it by any means.
Yeah, no, it's if you put 120 hours in, like, no matter how much, like I say, like I don't want to play P5 again. I'm like,
right, exactly.
It's like, even though like that was a fucking amazing game and I loved it, I just really don't want to do it. And I think actually part of it is that like for P5, and it's a little bit different. It's like, because that's like all the story and the mystery is gone.
Right.
Whereas in Elden Ring is very similar to where it's like the story and mystery is not necessarily gone, because again, it's really hard to get actual story and mystery out of those, but you know the boss like sequences. And for me, that's not fun. And I know people that love it. Oh my god, Chris, those are awesome fucking emotes.
From War Dog?
Yeah. And I know people that love it, that love doing that, and like I've memorized their move set, and then I like watch how fast I can do it. And me, that's not me. Like I'm not the repetitive guy per se about it. And it's the same issue as why like I don't like MOBAs. I don't like I don't like just competitive online only games in general. It's like I really like story. And or I like playing through a game, but 120 hours for a $60 game, that's still a good price. It's 50 cents an hour.
You can have complete different experiences with competitive games. Like MOBAs, I'm with you a little bit, but like if you're playing like first person shooters or something like that, where you're playing online battles and jazz, no two games are going to be the same, and that's the benefit there. Like stuff like this of what we're talking about, like a MOBA is just like you have certain areas you're going to run to, and that's the strategy you have to do. Like if you're delivering the payload, you fucking stay on the payload, and it's just like that's what you have to do. That's where I get where you're talking about. And the same thing with Elden Ring. It's just like the 80% of this game was exploring, looking at all these dungeons and having fun, like finding out what's around the corner. Now I know what's around the corner everywhere. That's not fun anymore. Yeah. And it's not like the dungeons are going to change. It's not like there's some kind of like randomization to them or anything like that. That'd be dope, but it doesn't exist. So therefore, it's not going to be fun anymore for me.
Yeah. The fun is gone at that point. But and it's not to say like, hey, you know, you like those games? More power to you. I personally, I don't like those games. And I'm not going to, I will say for some of them, like Fortnite sucks. Don't play Fork Knife. Like it's just crap. However, you know, at least spending all that fucking money that you spent for no goddamn fucking reason other than aesthetics went to a good cause for a few weeks. Like, hey, you know, that's good. But beyond that, I'm just like, not so much. But yes, I think that those types of games are not my standard cup of tea. All right, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, other than like Treasure Mutiny, I haven't done too much. Played, you know, some more Valorant. So there you go with your competitive multiplayer shooter. I did install the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which is the remaster of the first 3 games, which you can get with Game Pass now. So I installed that, and I started playing through the first game a little bit this morning, which is, you know, it's Mass Effect. It's good. It's fun. I think the improvements have been good. I think they did a good job with the remastered edition. And it's also, you know, the best games from that series. I enjoyed it, and yeah, haven't done too much. Since, you know, what the
Andromeda sucked, and podcast. We don't need Andromeda.
Yeah. But, you know, the first few. Andromeda has its moments.
Does it?
Does it? Does
it?
It does. Does it though?
Does.
But does
when it works properly, it does.
When it, I love that. I love the caveat there. When it works properly, it does.
I mean, I kind of like what they kind of did with the Andromeda. Like, you know, hey, we're going to do kind of a new story, new cast of characters, new galaxy and all that kind of shit in the Andromeda galaxy. And they tried to do something new. They just, you know, kind of shit the bed a little bit.
It's kind of the same vision that I have for the Game of Thrones spinoff. Like, they're still moving forward with that, right? I'm just like, why? I don't know a single person is going to be like, yeah, this is something that I really, really, really want to watch. That'll get past a season. Like, there's just like, because I mean, like, if they do make it past the season, it'll take 2 or 3 before someone's going to finally be like, hey guys, it's actually really good again. You should come back in and see it. Like, it'll take time. Like, because I know people that are like aggressively going to be like, fuck no, I'm not watching that. So it's just like the same thing with Andromeda. What they did with the end of 3, like, so many people are just like, fuck that. I don't give a shit. Like, it was just like, the world's great. Like Mass Effect's fantastic. The galaxy, pun intended, that they created is great. But it's just like, I was so turned off at the end of 3. I was just like, yeah, you know what? I don't need to get back into something that's just going to make me remember that experience.
Right. You need some time.
Yes.
Need some time.
Time is on my side. Yes, it is.
Time is on my side.
Cool. Wow,
Yes,
we were boring.
We didn't play a lot of games. Well, we're at an hour and 52 minutes so far for the Twitch stream.
Still true.
So we talked an awful lot. Like it's actually what I thought. I was like, I bet we're gonna talk, like, even though it's a short news cycle, like what our list of news was really, really short.
Yeah.
We talked a lot on it. So I'm perfectly fine with where we ended up, because we'd be at the 2.5 hour mark. But we're over. We're done. We talked about our games, everybody. So, thank you everybody for tuning in to the IBIF Podcast. We know that you had a choice to make in podcasts, and you unfortunately made the wrong choice. But you know what? We love you anyways, because we're all flawed human beings, and so are you, and that's okay. We love you, flaws and all. But you can find us at ibifirst.com or ibif.co in order to give your friends the bestest way to find our podcast. Sure, we'll go with that. You can find us on all major podcast platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Google, everything. Sketch, right? Is that it? Sketch? I don't know. I forgot so many of the podcast platforms that are out there. Stitcher, there we go. That's it. You can find us on all major podcast platforms. Thank you very much. I was really trying to remember what that one was, and I couldn't remember it to save my life, because I don't fucking use it. I don't know anybody that actually does.
Is it still around?
It is. It is still around. Stitcher is still around. But you can do that. You can also go to ibitfirst.com to find all of our articles, which are pretty much just podcasts. But that's beside the point. And you can find us virtually almost every day at twitch.tv/IBeatItFirst, where you can watch the podcast as it goes on, generally on Mondays, unless one of us is traveling or we have family illnesses or, things like that. And then you can watch us play video games, which is where we did the pirate game, where we normally play a lot of our games and whatnot. And we do D&D generally every Sunday, except for yesterday when I was like, I really don't feel like streaming. I'm not gonna stream D&D. but you know what? That's beside the point. And except for next Sunday, because that's Easter. But
man, big liar.
There's always caveats to everything. There's always caveats. You can also find us at Facebook, IBIFirst.com, where maybe we'll post something. Instagram, IBIFirst. Twitter, IBIFirst, where Chris has been very, very active on as well. And you can also find us at Chris's Grindr account, IBIFirst, as well. So make sure that you head there, because you want to see them sales wave. Yeah, baby.
Okay.
All right. Without further ado, does anybody else have anything else to say before we end this podcast?
Just one thing. Bye-bye.
All right, we have exercises to do, and I gotta scroll back.
I think we got 20 each except for you, Eric.
All right, so sit-ups.
We have 30.
So
30?
Sit-ups, push-ups, squats. I have to do push-ups. You guys do sit-ups and squats. Then sit-ups, push-ups, squats.
30 each.
I have to do push-ups. You have to do sit-ups and squats.
Dreams just said 30 each. So since they are the one that paid for it all,
And
I think
then
they would know.
Push-ups. Yeah. Oh, push-ups, everyone but Bat. Squats, everyone but Bat. There's not a third sit-ups there, Dreams. Sorry. I don't have 30 push-ups. It literally says 10 push-ups, everyone but Bat.
Big liars. Who's stinky now?
Yeah.
Who's stinky?
Stinky.
Now, stinky liars.
Stinky. I have 20 push-ups.
Stank liars.
I have 20 push-ups, and you guys have 30 squats, push-ups, and sit-ups.
Oh, I still have to do 30. Fuck.
I'll do 30. I'll do 30 push-ups, Dreams.
All right, 30 of each.
Yep.
I am probably gonna die. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, now you know how I felt that last time.
I don't think I've done 30 anything in a row for like years.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. There we go. It's actually good to know that I can just still do 30 push-ups. Good boy. Good boys. It's not to say that the heart's not pumping, but
I'm tired already. 30. Watch my fanny.
all right, everyone, get ready to watch the butt. Oh, look at that butt. Look at it. That's a butt right there. Jason does the head dip to try and make it feel like he's going closer. I love that Kawhi is Kawhi's just walking around his head like, "Hey, Dad, how's it going?" He is doing girly push-ups. You're right. He's not on his knees though, at least, but he is doing girly push-ups. Look at that butt.
Fucking dying. Oh,
Look at that butt.
I'm gonna take like 20 minutes.
So the worst part about ending a podcast is it's like it's 10:50 at night, and I'm like, now I got my blood pumping.
I know, right? I'm dying.
Good job, Jason.
All right.
Dream says, no breaks, get to work.
I'm trying. I haven't done 30 of anything in forever. These setups are gonna kill me.
Is there an old man way to do sit-ups?
Bar. Oh.
I don't think I can think of an old man way to do sit-ups. Actually, I think my personal opinion is that crunches are the old man way of doing sit-ups. You're like, yeah, I'm just gonna do 30 crunches instead because that's all I need to do. Oh, Chris. Oh, Chris, you look a little gassed.
A little bit.
Enough? Sounds great.
Keep going. Keep going, Jason. Here, I'll put some music on. Put some music on for the stream.
Good night.
I have no idea where he's at number wise. This is actually ASMR from Jason's bedroom at night, just so you guys know. You can do it! You can do it! Cut his fucking head off. Was that 30? That might have been 30. Was that 30?
I think that was 30.
Was that 30? All right. Good job, Jason.
Oh, I don't know if I can get up now.
All right. We're going to rate out. Into our good friend M. Space _ babe. One more to be safe.
Gotta get down now. I'm gonna fall asleep.
Probably. He's gonna fall asleep. Alright, but we're gonna raid into space __babe. So everybody get ready with those raid commands, whatever things you've got from other streams and our own. But get ready to say hello to M and how much you love her because she is fucking amazing. But thanks a lot, everybody, and have a good night.